A very warm welcome to our YouTube channel. I have a question for you all. Are you aspiring to join a top consulting firm in the future? Hindu Consulting Group has got you covered. We are providing you with regular videos on how to crack different kinds of case interview, and in the same series we are back with a video on profitability cases. In this video, you will learn the ins and outs of how to crack a profitability case. So without any further delay, let's get into the video. Let's start with the meaning of profitability case. So profitability case is one of the most popular cases, and it generally takes the form of a declining profit scenario. A consultant has to analyze the problem, go to the root cause, and describe the solution to solve the problem. Most of the cases start with the profitability framework and slowly they transition themselves into qualitative issue tree. Let's understand this term in depth. The profitability framework is a framework for a specially designed issue tree. A profitability framework starts with a mathematical equation: profit is equal to revenue minus cost, and as we move further, revenue and cost are broken down into subcomponents. There are basically three types of profitability problem. First, profit problem, second, loss problem, and the last, revenue problem. In your interview, you can easily crack any profitability case problem using the following 5 steps. The first step is to ask preliminary questions in order to clarify the problem. Second, before heading deep into the problem, prepare a structure. Third, analyze the revenue and cost side as per the requirement. Fourth, propose all the possible reasons for the problem. Fifth, close your case by proposing recommendations to increase their profit. Now we will explain these steps in details along with an example just like one you might encounter in a consulting interview. The case statement given to you is: our client is a restaurant chain owner and has been facing a decline in profits for a year. You have been approached to determine the reasons behind the decline. The first step when you get a statement is to repeat the problem just to make sure that you are on the same page as the interviewer. Then proceed with some preliminary questions in order to know the client's problem in a better way. In this case, you can ask the following questions in order to extract the required information. First, is this problem specific to our client or is it industry-wide? Second, in which geographies does our client operate? Third, what are the products being produced? After asking these preliminary questions, we get the answers as follows. The problem is specific to the client and not industry-wide. Our client operates in India basically, and the product classification is similar to that of Domino's. Before diving into the problem, take 1 to 2 minutes to prepare the structure, then head towards solving it. A good start to analyze a profit problem is by using the profitability equation, that is, profit is equals to revenue minus cost. When profits go down, you either have decline in revenue, rising cost, or both. Now, in order to proceed further, we would analyze whether the declining profits are due to declining revenues or increasing cost. According to our client, there is decline in revenue, whereas costs have remained the same. As we got to know that there is decline in revenue, our third step would be to analyze the revenue side in more detail. Revenue is customer footfall into price. Now we will look at each of these two components individually to understand the problem area. Proceeding further, we would like to see if there has been decline in customer footfall or some change in price. Here, according to our client, the price has remained the same, however, the customer footfall has decreased. we have figured out that there is an issue with customer footfall, we can propose the possible factors for the same. The first factor could be that the quality of dishes being offered by the client has diminished. Second reason is that there won't be enough staff to serve the customer. The next reason might be that there is a problem with the sitting arrangement made at our client's restaurant. Always try to present your approach in the form of an issue tree. Here is how you can present the situation at hand. First, mention the problem statement and then the reasons you have found for the same. Now we need to see if the tables are completely filled or vacant during the working hours. According to our client, they are known for their food and service. Hence, tables are completely engaged during the working hours at all the restaurants. So, possible reason can be an average time spent by the customer at the restaurant has increased. We get an answer that yes, previously on an average, each customer used to spend only 1 hour, which has now increased to 1.5 hours. In the fourth step, we will propose all the possible reasons for the decline in profit. Some of the possible reasons for increase in this time could be as follows. First, there might be an increase in time interval between placing of the order and its arrival. Second reason might be the additional facilities offered by the restaurant like TV or Wi-Fi. According to our client, the complementary Wi-Fi could be a possible reason. Now we would like to know whether this complementary Wi-Fi is provided by our competitors too. Our client claims that only their restaurant have been providing this complementary Wi-Fi and none of their competitors does so. Now let's jot down the actual reason behind the declining profit. It's the complementary Wi-Fi service. It has increased the average time spent by the customer, which in turn has led to decrease in the number of customers. Long story short, you can walk through these notes to understand what we have done till now. As mentioned before, we should follow a structured approach in all cases. This is the approach that we have to follow throughout the case given to us. This helps us to come to a final answer easily and efficiently. Any case is incomplete without the final recommendation. So the last or the fifth step in our case is to close the case by proposing recommendation. The recommendation for the client is to limit the facility of complementary Wi-Fi for 1 hour, post which charges will apply. This will help to reduce the average time of customers spent in the restaurant, hence leading to increase in customer footfall. With this, we finish our case and its answers. Now let's see 4 tips that will be beneficial while solving a profitability case using the profitability framework. The first step here is to strictly follow the problem-solving methodology and have a systematic approach. Second tip is to pretend to be hypothesis-driven. That means you need to convey that you have a wholesome knowledge of the hypothesis being followed. The third tip is to get a better feel for the case and decide on the specific variant. Be very conscious while deciding about the variant of the case question. And the very last thing is to have a personal script. So do not cram and start repeating the theoretical things, rather give it a personal touch and a personal flavor to whatever you are presenting. Thank you all for attending and watching this video. We hope you liked it, and don't forget to click the subscribe button and also see all the previous videos posted on our channel.